Good afternoon, welcome back to T3. Today in your tech news in 5 minutes or less, China gets a slap on the wrist to the tune of £360 billion. Intel confirms its 10th gen core clocks and counts. RTX 2070 Super is coming to notebooks, and a lot of notebooks, I mean a lot, are on the horizon. Now, in our bumper 7-minute episode, I know, ironic for tech news in 5 minutes less, I'm trying guys, I'm trying. But in our bumper episode, we noted that China had handled the situation perhaps rather poorly in the reporting to the World Health Organization around the COVID-19 epidemic, or pandemic now as it has become. When they did it for SARS, they were also 88 days late. And now it's come to the attention of the British Prime Minister, Mr. Boris Johnson, who has said that this has been done intentionally and has slapped them with a £361 billion fine. Now this could be very good for South Africa, because if there is a trade war ban or a trade war that starts happening now with the UK, US and with China, it does mean that they are going to run into an overstocked environment, which would mean that everybody else that is still buying from China will get significant discounts. We'll leave the moral standpoint of that up to your discretion. However, locally on a moral standpoint issue, I have actually seen evidence of a couple of stores operating under the guise of essential services, delivering luxury goods to customers. You take that opportunity and plot your little scheme in the background. EveTech was given that allowance to operate normally, but we decided, or EveTech at least had decided, that it would be better for the safety of the customer and their staff to close their doors during this lockdown period than rather operate throughout. Why you like this, bro? Why you like this? Moving on to some good news though, we do have the Intel 10th gen clocks and official specs coming out from Intel themselves. No more speculation needed. We are going to be seeing 5.3 GHz on the mobile as well as the desktop. But covering the desktop side of things first, we see a 10-core 20-thread. I don't think it's going to beat AMD core for core or thread for thread, simply because with the help of the GPU Mafia guys and your boy Eugenius, I have been able to ascertain some very reliable Cinebench information from a couple of sources with 9900Ks and KFs and etc. And basically, it's only doing 5% better than the 3700X stock out of box with the same cores and the same threads. Now, if we bump that up, and even with a 5.3, I don't think it's going to be so far ahead on multi-threaded. Of course, for the gamers, the single core is very attractive at 5.3 GHz, but I just don't see it dethroning the AMD on value. We'll have to see what pricing is upon launch, but it at least looks competitive. On the notebook side of things, we do see the HK getting a 5.3 GHz treatment, as I may have mentioned earlier, and an 8-core 16-thread setup. This does present desktop level class performance for a notebook, which means that the notebook replacement or desktop replacement environment is just going to grow because of that. This chip though will chow a massive 135 watts, so it could be in for 300 watt massive power station bricks once again that'll have to accompany these processors. But 5.3 GHz, a single core for gaming, is going to be absolutely phenomenal. So for the first time really that we've ever had mobile series chips, it does look like the mobile series chip will be competitive with its desktop, at least in single core. AMD not to be outdone, no, their 4900H basically looks like a 2700X, so they've taken their desktop processor and somehow put it into a 95 watt chip that gets as much as 10 hours worth of continuous video playback as well. We also saw some information on the 2070 Super notebook chips, which look like they are going to be as good as the 2070 Super desktop class processors, which is very, very good news. Along with these processor announcements, means we're inching ever closer to getting those desktop replacements, with replaceable tech as well coming out from the likes of Alienware, where you can upgrade your processor as well as your graphics card. It's almost like a ticking time bomb for the desktop, and it does look like the ultra custom top end PCs and stuff are actually coming under threat from the mobile market for real this time. Lastly, in gaming news, Valorant Beta launches today, in fact, and it's going to be on the US, EU, and mostly around those territories. Turkey and some other fringe ones will be included. Nothing on South Africa yet. Hopefully we'll get access to the EU side of things. We won't be ping locked or region locked out of it, and we can get our hands into those betas. But Shroud has come out on the 1st of April saying that he would like to go professional, maybe an April Fool's tweet joke, maybe not. He's leaving it on the fringe, so you can definitely see him streaming it probably later in the week. Unfortunately though, that is all we have time for today, so keep your lives ticking and your games wrecking. We'll see you next time.